A very good evening, everybody, and welcome to the second round of the Dynamixx Winter Series Cup. This time, we're not in Daytona, Florida, but we went all the way to Japan for round two in the new year at Suzuka International Racing Course. Of course, I am not alone tonight. I am accompanied by my dear colleague Ronald Mons. Welcome, Ronald.
Konnichiwa, Jean. That's the word they use, I believe. So, good evening, everybody. Good evening, Jean. And yeah, indeed, like you said, we are in Japan, and I really like this track. It's not. I'm not saying I'm good at this track, but I really like this track. It's a bit of an old school racetrack with nice flowing lines, and we have also some elevation changes, and it's also very technical. So I'm really looking forward to the racing on this track.
Yeah,
And we have
absolutely. Me too. I haven't done that much racing myself on Suzuka, but I've seen a lot of races on it in real life. I mean, not there, but on TV, and it's always pretty exciting racing, to be honest.
yeah, it's like I said, an old school track. It's not very wide, actually, either. Um, But also, yeah, in Formula One, it's also a nice racing track as well to see some races there. And I'm quite sure we will have the same amount of entertainment, if not more entertainment tonight, as we have a race of 75 minutes on our hands. And at the moment, we have about 3 minutes left in qualifying, and we can see Olivier Bulting leading again in qualifying, followed by Lucas Romano and Maxime Robroek.
Yes, indeed. Just like last time, it's a 30-minute open qualification, which I very much like. The open qualification, it's much more fun to watch than the lone qualifying. And just like last time, indeed, it's Olivier Bulting on top of the leaderboard. He took pole position in last race as well, and also the win, of course. And Lucas Romano also, just like last time, in second in qualifying with just over 2 minutes left. So we'll see if someone can improve. New face on the podium of qualification is Maxime Robroek. He qualified in 4th place last time. He just missed out by a couple of tenths, or just 1/10 actually, to Jens Goossens, who is now in P8.
Yeah, and we also have a new driver. That's is this? Wait, okay. So I want to say a second Goossens, but with 2 S's. But we have actually a third Goossens, also with 2 S's. So
Yes, indeed.
we have
We have
Jens
Jens
Goossens with 1
Goossens.
S. We have Wout Goossens with 2 S's, and then a new car, a new member of the league, and that is Peter R. Goossens, also with 2 S's. So a lot of Goossens at the moment.
Yes, indeed. That's pretty easy call. I'm just going to call everyone Goossens from now on.
Yeah.
I'll have more chance. So indeed, last time we were 28 drivers on the start grid. This time, it looks like it will be 30 or maybe 29, because I haven't seen any time driven by Yves Frederiks. Maybe that's a tactical decision, or maybe he joined the session by accident. I'm not quite sure.
Yes, and I was looking at the names again, and then we have also Navarro de Boever, and there should be another de Boever in here as well. But I think we are maybe missing one of the Boevers tonight. But it's nice to see everybody is. Almost everybody is here. I think we're like missing 2, maybe 3 cars. So I think it's a very nice thing that everybody is showing up for this second race, and that means we have ended qualifying, or it will be ended very soon.
Yes, indeed, and it looks like Olivier Biltink will manage to keep
Oh
the
yeah,
pole position, and that's going to be quite convenient because he's driving for Sim District by Vibe Esports, just like his colleague Jens Goossens, and they are on top of the leaderboard in the team championship as well, because there is a solo and a team championship with 53 points combined, 30 for the win and 23 points for third place. The closest contender right now is Flemish Sinsports Red with 31 points, so that's only, let's see, 22 points behind. They can, if they score good tonight, they will be able to get closer to the championship lead.
yeah, and like Olivier Bulting is pointing out in chat, indeed, Jeremy de Boever is here as well. He's in P7. So yeah, we have the Boever family present as well.
Yes, and we still have to wait for all the cars to finish the session before we can show you guys the results.
Yeah, and that means that we have to wait for Jurgen Knokkaert to reach the finish.
The session is finished, so I don't think he can still have an attempt to improve his time. So he's probably just driving for fun
Sometimes you
or
have
to keep us busy.
yeah, but depends if you are on a lap still when the session ends, then that will still count. In some sessions, it depends how the session is set up. Sometimes when qualifying finishes, it just stops immediately, and you also have the option to leave whenever somebody is still doing a lap, the session continues to run, although it's finished. Everybody can finish their lap, so that means that it will end about now.
Yeah, didn't manage to improve his time, just missed out by a tenth of a second. So I guess he'll jump out of the car right now. Yeah, indeed. And let's have a look at the results. Or the grid, let's say.
Yeah, so in pole position we have Olivier Bulting, followed by Lucas Romano. In third we have Maxime Robroek. In P4 it's Jesse Hendricks. P5 Dries Moesdi. P6 Maarten Dekes. P7 Jeremy de Boever. P8 Jens Goossens. And then we need to slide up the results a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm just missing out on the button. It disappeared on my screen. Give me a second. Let's just do the results because something is missing on my end. So P9 is Glenn Grandelaars for Digitrack Sim Racing Team. Then Kurt van Hoenakker. In P11 is Bert Schollaert for Simpoint, just like his colleague Wout Goossens. Then Diede de Vlaming for DBRPM 4 and Dirk Bouts for DBRPM 2. P15 is Dieter Aerts. And then 16, Kim Beheid for Flemish Simsports Yellow and Gilles Philippaerts for Flemish Simsports White. P18 is for Sven Kalbert for Dynamixx Orange. Then Navarro de Boever and Tim de Hond for Braap. And then P21, Guus Franke, DBRPM 1. Then the newbie, Pieter R. Goossens. Hendrik de Grave for Flemish Simsports Yellow. Then Stef Delnoos, Dynamixx Red. Jurgen Knokkaert, DBRPM 3. Bram van Uitven, Dynamixx Red. James Slaats for DBRPM 4 and P27. And then Niels de Kuiper for Rock Racing. Nick Puilaert, Dynamixx Orange. And to finish off, Yves Frederiks, Rock Racing with no time, but he is on the grid though.
Yep, and that means we have 30 cars rolling towards the starting line, and it's a rolling start. On this track, we do not do a complete warm-up lap, but just a short portion only. As we go through the last corner, and that means that green will go very soon. Looks like Olivier Bulting is pulling away already.
Yeah, he is the one that decides when the race starts, and that's what he did. Managed to stay ahead of Lucas Romano and Maxime Robroek, still in P3. Didn't make a move just yet, but is staying very closely to Romano. Jens Goossens, the guy that started on P3 last time, or finished on P3 last time, is is still in P4.
Yeah, and so far we have a nice clean start. Looks to me no issues at all. Not even on the back of the grid. So everybody is thinking about the longer game, the longer goal of this race. It's 75 minutes, as we said before. So no need to do crazy stuff.
An early move here for Wout Goossens on the outside, but couldn't just make it. Still stays close though. Not much time is lost.
So first time through the hairpin, which is also a very tricky spot, especially in the part of the race. There's a bit of contact between Van Hoenacker and I believe Wout Goossens, but nothing to worry about at the moment.
Still managed to stay ahead of his teammate, although he lost a little bit of time. Just a tiny bit of contact between him and Van Hoenacker, indeed. Ooh, very close here for Maarten Dekens for Flemish Sin Sports. He goes on the outside to take the better line, but it's a difficult spot to overtake here. Yeah. He has to stay close into the slipstream, because now we're on the start-finish straight.
Yeah, and that's one of the major opportunities you have to do an overtake, actually. If he's going on the inside, he's next to it. Yeah, Leighton onto the brakes. A nice move, classic move on this track. And I bet we will see that move many times tonight, because that's one of the best overtaking spots, actually. Especially if you have a good exit from the last corner, then that's the way to overtake somebody.
Absolutely beautiful overtake, very smoothly done. No contact whatsoever, no time lost, just a smooth and proper overtake. Now it's Dries Moujdi almost under the attack there for Jeremy de Bouverby. He went a little bit too much over the curb and lost just 0.2 of a second. Here it's a very close one as well. Calbert following the bumper of Kim Behet. Ooh, and following a little bit too much. That's
yeah, and that's a bit of a push. He's waiting, but
yeah,
I'm afraid that it
didn't seem like it was with intention, but it is what it is. I did hear him apologize over the voice chat, but very unfortunate for Kim Behet.
Yeah, so it's a one race tonight, 75 minutes, and then we have a few races to go still. This is race 2 of the championship.
Yes, indeed. The next round, now that we're at it, will be at Spa-Francorchamps, round 3, 30th of January. Then the 20th is a special edition, because that will be on a mystery track, so that's still to be determined. And then at the 12th of March, we will go all the way to Long Beach, and we'll finish the season on the 2nd of April at the Hockenheim Ring.
Yeah, and we saw yeah, I wanted to say somebody's having a bit of a slide coming out of the last corner.
Yes, indeed. I think that was Hendrik de Grave.
Yes, indeed, it was Hendrik de Grave. Yeah, with all the, indeed, it was this.
There's so
this
many
car,
Flemish sim sports
so many
car that
Flemish
it's
sim
difficult
sports,
to
and yeah, still need to get used to the different.
But also DBRPM, they have 4 teams in this league. Flemish sim sports, they have the white team, the yellow team, the red team, and white. No, I think that's it.
Yeah.
White, yellow, and red.
Yeah, we do have, of course, some Dynamixx teams as well, also with some color variations, as this is the Dynamixx Orange. And these are actually in the same team because they are driving the same car, so 2 Mercedes cars. So Sven and Nick in the same team.
Let's have a look at Maarten Dekens. He is still very close to Jens Goossens.
Yeah.
Started in P6, is now
Jens
P5. Oh, was
into
it?
The
That's
pits.
Jens Goossens into the pits.
Yeah, I
what
was
happened?
just saying he gained a lot of places.
Maybe he got a penalty for jumping the start or something.
Could be.
I don't know. That's weird. Olivier Bulting, though, his teammate, is still in a solid lead. Already 3.6 seconds ahead of his rival, Maxime Robroek. Maxime Robroek will have to defend to Lucas Romano very soon. Only 3/10 is the difference between the two of them, so that means when they come over the start-finish straight, it's going to be a good slipstream for Romano.
Yeah. Now, I think it would be hard for Jens Goossens. Yeah, if you overtake somebody before the lights go green, that could be that you would get a penalty. Or he just forgot to fuel up after qualifying. That's an option too, of course.
That would be horrible.
Yeah, because it's quite a long pit stop, for 43 seconds in his box. So a jump start is most of the time it's about 30 seconds, I believe. So.
In the meanwhile, I saw a message from Race Control giving out a warning to car number 7, that is Sven Kalbert, because of the avoidable contact with Kim Behet. Kim Behet is still in the race though. He fell a little bit behind, but he's managing fine now, 2.5 seconds behind Bram van Uitven. He's going to have to play catch up this race.
Yeah, let's hope he doesn't have too much damage, because he did hit a guardrail as well. I think the tap on the back wasn't that bad, but then he smashed into the guardrail, although it wasn't a very big hit, but still.
Here's a close battle between Dries Moesdy, Jeremy de Boever, and Glenn Grondelaars. 2 DBRPM cars, followed by Grondelaars for Digitrack's sim racing team. Oh, sorry. And it's the Dynamixx Racing pink car, of course, for Dries Moesdy and his teammate Jesse Hendricks.
And we can see that Maxime Robroek is in 2nd place.
Yeah, he was a couple laps ago. He must have overtaken Lucas Romano a couple laps ago then.
Oh yeah, I think yeah, In lap 2, Lucas Romano had a bit of an off track, and that's probably when Maxime Robroek could go for an overtake.
Yeah, indeed. I just found it. Let's maybe have a quick look at it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's look at
Bit of a
some.
slide.
Oh,
Oh, nicely controlled.
big
That's for
oversteer.
sure.
Great correction.
Yeah.
Only managed to lose like half a second with it, but that was enough for Maxime Robroek to slip through.
Yeah. As we saw a classic overtake, we now have seen a classic mistake as well on that part of the track. I think we all have experienced that. It's such a tricky corner. Two corners actually following very close after each other.
Yes, indeed. There's lots of close racing on track I see in timing. Let's have a look at Dirk Bouts, who's being followed by Dieter Aerts, and who is following Wout Goossens, one of the Goossens with two S's. Oof, Dieter Aerts getting pretty close there. Managing to gain a lot of time. Navarro de Boever is going to have to defend to Gilles Philippaerts quite soon as well.
Yeah, Dirk Bouts not only defending but also attacking.
Yes, indeed. That was a very close one there for Goossens.
Yeah, really putting pressure now. Needs to have a good exit.
Every time Bouts is trying to make a move, that's an opportunity for Dieter Aerts to make one as well.
Again, he's showing himself, trying to put pressure onto Wout. And this is a very important piece of track now, the chicane. Oh, look at that BMW, how it's closing in, and yes, already trying to go for a move.
That's definitely going to be a move for Dieter Aerts, but look at Navarro de Boever also gaining a couple of car lengths. Oh, very close here. Maybe just a little tap, but
bit of a push, yeah.
Didn't
he was
really
completely
see anything
next
wrong with
to
it.
Dirk.
Yes, indeed. It seems that there's been a double pass for Steph Delnos as well, or maybe not. Maybe it wasn't in the same moment, but let's still have a look at it.
Yeah, somebody went off. Oh, two cars
it is a
went
double
off.
pass though.
Oh.
That was a pass on Hendrik de Graave and Guus Franke.
Yeah. So maybe those two had some sort of contact, maybe.
No. I can't find it in the timing, but I guess still have a look at it if you want.
Yeah, that looks like contact. We are a bit late to the party, but there's definitely some contact. And then Steph was lucky that the Pars could control the car quite well, because that could have been a T-bone.
Did you see that? A little bit of...
Yes.
Yeah, it was really close there, Romano. Only 0.2 of a second. But a bit too aggressive, maybe. Just a little bit of snap oversteer.
Yeah, currently in Flemish sandwich.
Oof. 2 penalties are being given. 2 stop and goes. One is for car number 10. That is Diede de Vlaming. He had a contact with number 251. Nick Puilaert. Nick Puilaert is out of the race, it seems. He's out of the car, although. The second one is for number 7, that's Sven Calbert. He must have had another incident, and this time with number 26.
That should be James Slaats, probably.
Yes, indeed. So stop and go for number 10 and number 7. Both in pit lane.
Yeah, it's busy in pit lane at the moment.
Yes, indeed. Let's have a look. I think maybe
a lot of cars coming
something.
in. There's also another car coming in. So we have five cars at the moment in pit lane. Ooh, and that's a heavily damaged car as well.
Yeah. That's the car from Yves Fredericks.
Yeah, Rock Racing. Looks like
Let's
he
have a
hit
look
a
at
rock
the
at the
incident
moment.
with Nick Puilaert.
Oh
yeah, that's the one we saw earlier, probably. Oof, no wing at all. Let's see. I'll try to find the incident with Yves Fredericks, because that must have been a big hit.
Yeah. And we can see Olivier Bulting again leading the race, just like he did in Daytona, with about almost 7 seconds lead. And then we have a train of 3 cars: Maxime Robroek, Lucas Romano, and also Maarten Dekens.
Some bumper rubbing and a kiss. That's Tim de Hunt suffering from the situation. Gilles Philippaerts making the pass on Navarro de Boever. Very close one there. It's such a shame for Tim de Hunt. He lost a position to Peter Goossens in the act.
Yeah, he had to hit the brakes to avoid contact, and then there was a bit of a spin.
Very close battle as well between Jeremy de Boever and Jesse Hendricks. Yes, nice. Hendricks being passed by Jeremy de Boever, and I think it's the Audi of Glenn Gondelaars going to take profit of the situation as well.
Yeah.
Very aggressive over the curves. Wow.
Yeah, Jesse lost a bit of the momentum, and then both Glenn and Jeremy.
Big move for Jeremy de Boever.
Yeah, it was
very
a nice one. Definitely a nice move.
A little less than 1 hour to go. In the meanwhile, let's. I think I found the incident. Let's have a look at what happened to Yves Fredericks.
Yep.
Oh, that looks like just a spin. Goes off track. Let's hope it doesn't happen on the rejoin. Oh. Hello. Oh. Hello. Not sure what happened there.
No, we haven't seen anything actually. So, looks like we are missing all the fun in the replay.
Yeah. He just jumped back onto the screen with a broken car.
Oh.
Never seen that happen.
Yeah. So that looks like an iRacing bug, probably.
Yep, sucks for him. Maxime Robroek is a little bit less stressed now, I think, since Maarten Dekens is going to put the pressure on Lucas Romano. He's probably hoping for them to battle.
Yeah, and apparently DB RPM has changed names. So it's now a Vortex.
Oh yes, indeed. All the DB RPMs, or is it like Vortex 1, Vortex 2?
I don't know.
Romano getting closer and closer. In the meanwhile, Olivier Bulting managed to pull almost a 9-second gap between him and Robroek. No move just yet. Oh, Dake is getting very close there. Lots of yellow and orange intervals on the timing screen, so that means everyone is really staying close to each other. That's always fun to watch.
Yeah, just makes it hard to pick to pick a fight. I'm looking at the screens here indeed on the timing, and it's yellow, it's orange, and that means that a lot of cars close to each other. So it's not always easy to pick your poison, so to speak. So yeah, we just try to do our best to keep up with everything that's going on in the race, but there's a lot of stuff going on. We also have some crashes, unfortunately, now and then, so a lot of things to look at.
Yes, indeed. And there's still 55 minutes on the clock, so that means they will definitely have to do a pit stop as well. So that's another thing we've got to get going in the later stages of the race. I think it's probably around the 55-minute mark. I'm not sure what the consumption is on this track, but it'll be somewhere around there. It's getting close to the bumper of Van Hoenacker. It's a little bit more aggressive than Van Hoenacker on the curbs. Of course, they are not driving the same car, so they do have different dynamics.
Yeah, in front there's again a nice battle also between Maxime and Lucas Romano. They are very close. Olivier Bulting is pulling away, taking or enlarging the gap every lap more or less, while Maxime and Lucas are fighting for position 2 and 3.
Yes, indeed. He managed to gain a second in his last lap, so of course he doesn't have to look into his mirrors all the time. He will come across some traffic maybe later in the race, but not just yet.
So maybe another opportunity here for Gilles Philippaerts. Getting squeezed.
Oof.
That's being squeezed a little bit too hard.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
that's
the
what you
mistake
get.
of the Audi. That's
Absolutely. Good recovery though, but did feel like he got pushed off a little bit by
yeah.
Dirk Bouts.
I think there was a bit of because they were fighting before as well, and then it was Gilles that went wide a little bit and making contact with Dirk. So probably they're not being very friendly at the moment.
I expect them to battle quite a bit more. Let's hope it doesn't end in tears, because both the drivers' paces are good. James Slats had an off track and is now in the pit lane.
Yeah, looks like a crash.
So that must have been something. Oh,
Ooh. Was it just a spin and then somebody just passing, or was there contact? I think it's a spin. It's quite easy to lose the car in that corner as well.
yeah.
And he goes into pit lane. It looks like another crash for also Peter Ergosens having some issues.
In the meanwhile, the battle between Dirk Bouts, Gilles Philippaerts, and also Navarro de Bouvre, following closely on their heels, continues back on the start-finish straight, while you see car 26 get out of the pit lane. That is James Slats, the driver we saw enter pit lane earlier.
Oof.
Staying on the inside there, a little bit of a difficult
and that's
place to be.
yeah.
Pulled it off though.
And this is it's not the same battle as between Bouts and Philippaerts, but it almost looks like that because it's the same cars, although we do now have Navarro de Bouvre.
Hughes Franke with an off track there. Rejoining the track safely. Oh, and that's a spin for Dirk Bouts. Yep, yeah. He went around.
And that was on his own. There was no contact involved.
Yes, indeed. Luckily. Almost 14 seconds of a gap. That's the gap that Olivier Bultink managed to pull on Maxime Robroek, who is still defending to Lucas Romano, who just showed his nose there. A little bit much on the grass there for Robroek.
Yeah, I think this could be the moment for Lucas Romano. He's close. He's in the slipstream. Maxime knows it. He is going to defend as well.
Still manages to stay ahead though. Must have something to do with the high top speed from the BMW as well. Because Romano in the Audi did have the slipstream. Oh,
he's going
on the inside. Oh. He went for a move on the inside, didn't make it stick though. Good anticipation from Robroek.
Yeah, nice racing from both of them. Yeah, it's not an easy track to set up a car because you have a lot of corners, but also a long straight, two rather long straights. It's a bit like Spa, where you also have to find some balance between low downforce and enough downforce in the corners. So
yes, indeed. Sometimes I think that at this point it's better for them to work together because they've been battling for so long, and again in the last lap Bultink managed to gain a second on all of them.
Yeah,
if they just work together, the race is still 45 minutes long. But I do understand that on Lucas Romano's side, it's not easy nor fun to be the sausage in the hot dog.
No.
If you know what I mean.
No, and especially if you feel like you would be faster on your own, then yeah, you have to overtake the car in front and try to follow your own rhythm. But at the moment they are quite evenly matched.
And here they go on the straights again, yeah. Romano trying to get out of the Flemish Sinsport sandwich. On the outside again. Yeah. No, that's just a lack of top speed in my opinion. He should have at least gotten side by side there.
Yeah, indeed, a bit down on top speed compared to the BMW. It seems as the BMW goes for the inside here.
Yeah, Dieter Aerts on the inside. Yeah. Great move. Again, the same move you predicted we would see much more in this race. As long as it's a BMW that makes the overtake. Because the Audi is just not going to make it. He'll have to make up for it in the corners, and maybe that's also the reason why Romano manages to stay that close to Robroek. In the hunt for Braap chasing the Mercedes of Stef Delnos after he had a little bit of a suffering from another battle where he had to take an off track, but still very well placed into the race. P17 now, but on the heels of Delnos. Oh, and on the
that's
inside,
a
what a
brave
move!
move.
Great late braking, good spot from Delnos, who did lose position, but he managed to keep the car in place. Oh, and side by side here for Lucas Romano on the outside of Robroek. Difficult place
In
to
the
go.
chicane.
Yeah, Robroek stays ahead. Now
Yep,
has.
he's now very close, Romano.
Oh, maybe Martin Dekes can get in between them. Don't forget,
This
they
time
are
he's a
teammates.
bit of next. Yeah, I can't turn in.
Sometimes I think it's stupid that we use our feet to accelerate and brake because both Maarten Dekes and Jeremy de Boever, they drive with hand controls
Yeah,
on the steering wheel. Peter
Romano this
Kapers
time on the
prevent.
inside,
Oh yes,
maybe.
yes,
No.
yes. Tried to make the late braking work, but Maxime Robuk thought otherwise.
Yeah, it looks to me like that the Audi is capable of driving a bit of a tighter line compared to the BMWs in the corners.
Yes, indeed. It's nice to see the different racing lines and behaviors of the cars. The Audi looks quite planted onto the track, lots of grip.
Yeah, but then also very tricky because I'm not sure how it is with a new type of Audi, but the previous one was tail happy as well. At a certain point, it would just bite, and
No move this time into the final chicane.
no, and also the gap is a bit larger, so I don't think we will see a move. But I do think that the cars behind are closing in, actually.
Yeah, that's quite possible because they've been battling for quite some time. They've been side by side for quite some times as well. That always means that you have to go off the racing line, and that is costing time.
Yeah, so that means that Dries Muji, Jeremy de Boever and Glenn Grondelaars are closing in. And if these two keep battling, I guess we would have a battle between 6 cars on our hands. Again, Romano trying to go for a move. Yeah, he's just trying to steal the momentum from Maxime, trying to force him to go for another line, and yeah, that was.
Oh. Yeah.
And
Touch in the
suddenly
wall.
we do have a battle of 6 cars now. So
yeah, Robert is going to get past Glenn Grondelaars again, probably right now to continue the battle with Romano. Oh, no, he's not passed yet.
no. Yeah, it wasn't very clear on the when we saw what happened. The camera angle was very difficult to judge something. So we leave that to the stewards probably.
Yeah, it looked like Romano was a little bit on the curb there, which meant he couldn't stay close to the line and maybe got pushed out. I'm not sure. It was very hard to see, just like you say.
Yeah.
That means that Jeremy is battling for a podium place. in the chase of Dries Mujdi, the Dynamixx driver for Dynamixx Racing Pink in the Porsche. A grey Porsche though, not a pink Porsche.
Yeah, and Maarten Dekens is now in second place.
Yes, indeed. He finished the last race, or the first round actually, in P2 as well. So that's some good points for Flemish Sim Sports Red, but now, just like last race, it's a little bit of bad luck for Robroek. He was driving on the podium as well in the first race, and then had some issues, which meant he finished in P15.
Yeah, and also Lucas Romano had some issues last race. I think there was also some contact involved between another Flemish car. I'm not sure. I know where it was. It was after turn 1 towards the little chicane, but I'm not sure which car it was. But there was contact as well, and that ended his race very early. He was showing great pace at that location as well, as he does today. But at least today he is still in P5, and Maxime Robroek is 7th at the moment. And the nose of the BMW is a bit of... oh, somebody went off.
Oh, yeah, indeed. Let's see, I think it was Wout Goossens.
Could it be Jeremy de Boever? I think it was the blue Porsche of Jeremy de Boever
yes,
who had
indeed,
an issue.
course.
Yeah.
Jeremy de Boever with a big issue. Let's see if we can have a look at the incident. No, that's too late.
I think he just lost control on his own there. Yeah,
oh,
back is already gone. And then a big hit into the wall.
Yeah, fortunately the other drivers did not suffer from his incident, but it's going to cost him a lot of time in the race because there's no fast repair. So
oh, that's painful. But he did give us the opportunity to see that indeed the team name is Vortex, because I could read Vortex on his car when he was sliding. So thank you for for that. But unfortunately, that's going to be a long pit stop, I guess.
Yes, indeed. Meanwhile, Lucas Romano back in P4, chasing Dries Mujdi due to Jeremy's incident. Maarten Dekens now 20 seconds behind Olivier Bulting, but he has a gap of 3 seconds to Dries Mujdi. So he's in a quite comfortable position and can now really focus on getting back up to pace to overtake Olivier Bulting. It's going to be a big one if he manages to make that. Yes, Hendrik staying close to Maxime Robroek, tries to have a sneak peek on the inside before the chicane. Oh, and Lucas Romano into pit lane. I think that's probably for a regular pit stop. Let's see if he's going to stop in his box. I think he will, yeah. He's going to stop, so that's probably just his regular pit stop. Maybe to avoid the battle with Dries Mujdi and losing time.
Yeah, maybe it's a good time to have a look at all the positions, maybe just to see before probably more cars will go into pit lane. So I guess it would be nice to have a rundown of the standings at the moment. In P1 we have Olivier Bulting, driving for Sim District by Vibe Esport. In second place, Flemish Sim Sports Red, that's Maarten Dekens. Dries Moesdi is the last man on the podium at the moment, followed by Glenn Grondelaars of Jiggy Track's sim racing team. And then in P5 we have Jesse Hendricks of Dynamixx Racing Pink. P6 it is Maxime Robroek for Flemish Sim Sports as well. Dieter Aerts is driving for Flemish Sim Sports by the looks of the livery, so that's still something we need to adjust as he is listed as a privateer at the moment, but we will make sure that will be set straight. Then Bart Scholaert, for SimPoint, P8. P9 we have Kurt van Hoenaker. And then P10 Gilles Philippaerts.
Yes, indeed. He's driving for Flemish Sim Sports White, and that means he's the teammate of Dieter Aerts,
Okay.
the so-called privateer.
As you have a look maybe at the next 10 cars, I
Yes,
will try to see if I can fix something in the timing.
Yes, P11 is Navarro de Boever, driving for DBRBM 3, or let's say Vortex 3. Then Dirk Bouts in P12 for Vortex 2. Stef Delnos in the Mercedes from Dynamixx Red in P13, followed closely by Kim Behet in the Flemish Sim Sports yellow Ferrari. We saw him have a little bit of bad luck in the early stages of the race, but he's going to make a move right now on Delnos. Let's see if he can make the inside move here. Yes, he does. He is in front, has a good line there. Perfect overtake. So that means that Kim Behet moved up to P13, while Stef Delnos is in P14. Then we have the Porsche of Guus Franke that was also involved in a little off track earlier in the broadcast. Then is a Porsche of Vortex 3, Jurgen Knockaert, followed very closely by, it was another Porsche, I think it was
one of the
Jeremy, it was...
number
was it Building?
26?
No, yes, indeed. Where was I? Bram van Aertven, so that's him in the Mercedes Dynamixx Red, and then Tim de Hond in the Brab BMW. Then it's Jens Scholses, the number 29 Sim District by Vibe Esports. That's Olivier Bulting's teammate. Followed by the Ferrari from SimPoint with one of the Goosens behind the wheel, about Scholses. The next Goossens is Pieter R. on P21 in the Audi. Followed by Niels de Kuiper, also involved in a incident earlier. Then it's Sven Kalbert. He had a stop-and-go penalty, so that put him up to P23, just like Dieter de Vlaming in P24. He had a stop-and-go penalty as well for an incident that we viewed earlier in the race. Almost at the end then, we have P25, James Slats for Vortex 4 in the chase of a Mercedes. Lucas Romano.
We need to have a look at that because
he is still in pit lane.
No,
I'm not
he's
sure
again
what happened
in pit lane, so I guess we have to have a look at that because something happened while we were doing a rundown of the standings.
So he got out and then got back in the pit lane?
Yeah, there's something... he had an off track, so...
Yeah, we'll have to review that later on. Nick Peulaert in the Mercedes of Dynamixx Orange in P27. Then it's Jeremy de Boever and Yves Frederiks, both in pit lane for quite some time. And we finish off with Hendrik de Graaf, but he is, I think, out of this race.
So maybe have a look at what happened to Lucas Romano. As we see Olivier Bulting entering pit lane as well. Oh, a slide on his own. But he didn't hit anything. So not sure why he did not continue, but it was just a slide.
Yeah, indeed, weird Weird incident. Oh, I am looking at the pit lane. That's Olivier Bultink, the leader of this race, into pit lane. He was the leader though. Now it's Maarten Dekens in the lead of the race with a 4.5 second gap to Dries Mujdi.
Yeah, I guess we will have everybody in pit lane quite soon, as we are now at the 45 minutes mark. So that means about half an hour to go. It looks like James Slaats also had a crash.
Let's have a quick look. Oof, that's a bit wide.
Oh,
Oh,
that's going to be a big one. Yeah.
That's a big one indeed.
That's
Hit
more
the
than
side.
a slide.
Yeah. Hit the side, hit the nose. That's not going to be a good one.
Yeah, it's
I'm
one
still-
of the high-speed corners. If something goes wrong in that corner, then it's going to hurt. That's for sure.
I'm going to change the replay time and have a quick look at what happened to Lucas Romano again.
Yep.
I'm not sure if it was on his own, but let's see.
Yeah, we don't want to be focusing on crashes all the time, but as he was one of the front runners, it's always good to have a look what happened exactly.
Right.
Yeah, no,
It didn't show anything.
no, I think he just lost the car on his own.
That's a shame, but
Yep.
it is what it is.
Great battle between Kurt van Hoenacker and Bart Scholhaert. That is for SimSport. Trying to. Maybe if you can switch to Bart Scholhaert for a moment. Thank you. Sim Point it is. And I was just trying to read the text on the side of the car. But that's probably one of the sponsors. So yeah, thank you for this shot. So now we could have a good look at the side of the car as well. I was thinking it looks like a different team name, but this is probably the sponsor. So the team is definitely Sim Point. And Bart in P5 at the moment.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
SimPoint
quite
is
there.
in a third position in the team championship, by the way. Managed to
And
score.
again wide. I think that's going to be close to an off track as well. And isn't there a slowdown as well if you go too wide at that exit on that part of the track?
I'm not sure about that.
But
Could be, but he's really using all the track.
And some. Now
So
all
as I was
those
saying-
off tracks do add up, so
Yeah, indeed. He'll have to be cautious because they can only have 14 incident points because the 15th incident points issues them with a drive-through penalty. And then again every 5 incident points. So it could be quite costly to take an off track every once in a while. There's still 25 minutes on the clock, so... But as I was saying, SimPoint is in a third position in the team championship with 28 points, so that's only 3 points behind Flemish SimSports Red, being Maarten Dekes and Maxime Robroek. And 5 points ahead of Vortex 1, with Jeremy de Boever and Guus Franke behind the wheel. So since Jeremy de Boever is out of this race, they'll probably extend their lead to them quite a bit. But it looks to be that probably Olivier Bultink will regain the lead after the pit stops of the top 4 drivers. Top 3. He's in P4 now.
Yep. Yeah, that's something we are missing in the timing, I believe. We should have... we do see the name of the driver, but the team name, that would be handy as well if we would have the option to show that in the timing on our side. Because you can... Yeah, you can have the...
I can, but then you don't see the driver names anymore.
No,
which
but
is a shame.
that's for the viewers on our side when we follow stuff. It would be
Yeah,
nice to
indeed.
have the team name next to the driver as well, actually, sometimes. It would make it easier to see who is in which team and who is the teammate of somebody else and stuff like that. Would be a nice option to have. But unfortunately, we do not have that option. So sometimes we have to just make a guess by the look of the car sometimes.
Exactly. 0.5 of a second is the gap now between Bert Schollaert and Kurt van Hoenacker. So that means the battle still continues between the Audi and the Ferrari.
Oh. A bit of a blimp of Van Hoenacker.
Yeah, that's something you see quite often in iRacing, the blinking cars when they are not driving with the best of internet connections. Yesterday we hosted the Digitrax F3 League, and there was even a driver with no internet at all.
Yeah.
The provider just decided, yeah, let's cut this off and repair it in a couple of days. It's not like you pay for it.
Yeah.
Navarro de Boever chasing Tim de Hond.
Yeah, I'm not sure if how it is on your end, Jean, but Tim doesn't have a custom paint on the car. No bra paint, apparently.
Yeah, indeed. He'll have to make one still. I'm not sure if they have one for the BMW.
That's okay. That explains why I was wondering why there was no custom paint on the car.
Olivier Bulting, the only driver right now on the screen that is managing to drive under 2 minutes. Last lap time was 1 minute 59.7, and his fastest time is 1:59.3. So he's really on an immense pace.
Yeah.
And will definitely extend his lead like this if he just continues like this. He's
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's quite close even to Jesse Hendricks, but Jesse Hendricks still has to take a pit stop.
Yeah, I was just about to say we still have some cars that needs to go into pit lane. The current leader Dries Moesdy still needs to pit. Glenn Grondelaars also in P2 needs to pit. Jesse Hendricks, like you said, Jean, also needs to pit. Bart Schollaert, Kurt van Hoenacker, they all need to go into pit lane still.
A three-way battle between Jens Goossens, Tim de Hond, Navarro de Boever. This time it's a Porsche sandwich. Almost 20 minutes to go on the clock, to be exact. It looks like the virtual leader is Olivier Bultink, followed by Maarten Dekens, and then Maxime Robroek, because also Steph Delnos still needs to make a pit stop. Pit stop time should be around 47 seconds if I take a look at the pit stop of Olivier Bultink. That's probably only fuel. I'm not sure if, do you know, maybe Ronald, if the GT3 cars can fuel and change tires by now,
Yeah.
or is it still only the Formula cars that do it at the same
No,
time?
it's the same time for the GT3s as well. Yeah.
Nice. So maybe they changed the tires as well.
Or am I mistaking this with the driver change? Actually, fueling and driver change is at the same time. Not sure about. I don't think the tires actually. No, that's different. It's yeah.
Could be.
My mistake. Yeah, it's a driver change that is being performed when you do a.
Anyway, Navarro de Boer just passed Tim de Hand on the end of the straight, made the inside move there without much effort. So now it's back to Tim de Hand to chase de Boer. Some drivers just prefer to chase than to be chased, so I hope he's just one of them. And again, Olivier Bultink with a 1 minute 59.5. Almost a full second faster than Maarten Dekens. I think there's a gap of almost 30 seconds in between the two of them. So if he just continues this pace, or even a little bit slower pace, he'll keep the lead and extend his championship lead in the Drivers' Championship, but probably also in the Team Championship. Jens Scholz is in P12 right now, but there's still 5 drivers needing to make a pit stop. Steph Delnos just got in, bouncing a little bit in the pit lane. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah. Yeah, and also the 3 cars in front need to pit, so they are extending their stint quite a bit. But I'm guessing they will be coming in this lap or the next.
Yes, indeed. We're at 58 minutes, so
yeah,
indeed, I don't think they can do much longer than an hour on a full tank of fuel. In the meanwhile, it's Kim Behet getting side by side with Wout Goossens and making the pass as well.
Yeah, Kim coming back after he got pushed off actually.
Yeah, he's driving quite the race. He fell back to the end of the pack, or the back of the pack, in the beginning of the race, and is driving in a solid P15 right now. So, props to him.
Also because other drivers were making mistakes. We saw some crashes, and some people just gave up.
All drivers that didn't make a pit stop yet are in the pit lane right now. So that means that we see indeed Olivier Bultink move up the leaderboard again. Dries Moujdi exiting pit lane in P2. But Maarten Dekens is over there. So that means that Dries Moujdi must have done a crazy good stint. and managed to, refuel a little bit less. Indeed, his pit lane time is 10 seconds less than the one of Maarten Dekens.
I do hope that there's no speeding involved.
Yeah, I hope as
Uh,
well. But if so, a pretty good call. He probably took less fuel, maybe no tires.
Yeah, there are actually a few people that have a pit lane time that's a lot shorter than some other. So maybe it depends also where you are in your box and stuff, where the box is located. Probably not sure how it's calculated. There could be a difference if the finish line is somewhere still before your box, or if you pass the finish line when you are going into your box. So that could explain the difference, because I don't believe that somebody can gain 10 seconds in pit lane, or like, no, it's not 10
Yeah, it
seconds, but still.
must be with a different strategy then.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's pit stop time, and so the part where the car is actually in the box is also 8 seconds. No, that's 10 seconds less than Olivier and Maarten Dekens. And even 2 seconds faster than Glenn Gronlaars and Jesse Hendricks, who went into pit lane at the same time, I believe. At least Glenn was, I believe. So, I do hope he has enough fuel on board.
I was looking at the race control messages again, and I think I found the reason why Lucas Romano quit the race.
Okay.
He got a stop and go penalty for
Oh.
a contact with car number 11, Maxime Robroek. They were battling for quite some time,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
they
they
must
had
have
an
found
incident.
something that wasn't good.
Yeah, there was an incident before the hairpin,
Yep.
so we couldn't see what happened exactly. And indeed, probably the stewards have taken a look at it, and they have all the camera angles and
That's the
can
luxury
study.
of sim racing.
Yeah.
I think it's probably easier to assess incidents than it is in real life. You have more camera points, and you
Yeah,
can
but
go back in
still,
time.
it's still
But still, it's always a very hard decision to make as well.
it's a dirty job,
It's
but somebody has got to
it's
do it.
probably one of the most shitty jobs in sim
Yeah,
racing because you have to punish them, and it's
yeah.
hard to make a good call sometimes.
Well, the call is probably good, but the reactions are always. I mean, there's always somebody that's not going to agree.
Hmm.
Most of the time, sometimes people do realize, okay, yeah, I made a mistake, so that's on me. But yeah, that's not always the case.
It feels
Well,
like
and
you
even
speak
still,
from experience.
I have been. I'm not always. Oh, somebody has been sliding there because there was a lot of smoke hanging in that corner. Yep. But no issues there. No contact. Just a bit of a slide. Peter Gosses behind Steph Delnos.
Ooh, very good
Yeah,
exit
yeah,
there. He's going to
this
have a
could
peek on
be.
the inside.
But apparently the Audi is indeed lacking a bit of top speed.
Hmm. Yeah, he was very strong on corner exit
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, Steph went a little bit wide. And that compromised his exit as well. But then the Audi just is missing the straight line speed. But maybe this time in the slipstream again, going to turn one. Yeah. even with the slipstream, just no way that Audi is getting by. So there could be, of course, a difference in setup as well, high downforce, low downforce. But yeah, it seems the Audi is really struggling to get up to speed.
Not sure. Jens Scholzens came into pit lane again. Yeah, he came into pit lane again. He lost position because of it. He rejoined the race after Peter Golsens. Maybe he had a drive-through, or no, he had a pit time of 10 seconds, so he must have...
Yeah, his first pit stop when he entered the pit lane was quite early in the race, as we see Peter Golsens getting really close to Steph again.
A pass of Dieter Aerts on Bert Schollaert. I think maybe something happened for Bert Schollaert as well.
A bit of a slide or a slowdown maybe? Oh, he just went.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nicely handled though. Didn't do anything stupid. Knew he would miss the corner and then just did what he needed to do to stay in the race. And Jens Golsens, yeah, that's close. That's a tap from behind. That's for sure, yeah.
Looked like it indeed. We'll assess it later. Dirk Bouts close to Kim Behet behind him. So he's going to have to watch out for the Flemish Simsport Ferrari.
Yeah, he's going to be happy. Another Flemish Simsport car close to him.
Yeah, Kim Behet now P14. Dirk Bouts P13. Tim de Hond is still in P12. He had an amazing race at Daytona. He finished in P5.
Yep.
With no rear wing whatsoever, so he had a lot of top speed, and that's something you want at Daytona. I think the Daytona 24 hours will be in a couple of weeks, no?
Yeah, that's fair. The official iRacing official 24 hours is close, and also the real life 24 hours of Daytona, of course, are also some.
Yeah, just looked it up. It's going to be the 27th of January, the real life Daytona 24 hour. I think the iRacing one is the weekend before, maybe.
Yeah, I believe it is. Oh yeah, that's Dirk Bouts struggling with the Audi.
And that's Kim Behet into P13.
Yeah.
Amazing. He's going to be pretty happy with this.
Oh, Jens Golsens in. Oh, that could be a penalty. That could be a penalty. Let's check. Is there some notification?
Indeed. Car number 29. Stop and go for contact with car number 88. That was a pretty easy assessment to do, I imagine.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a good time to have a look at it. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, his speed was a lot higher than the one of Peter, and yeah. But once you are committed to the car, you can't really.
Oh.
Yeah.
Indeed, Kenny. It's good to see some of the Formula 3 guys on the grid here as well. It's a busy week and a busy month, actually, because at the end of the month, it will be again the F3 League on Monday. I think that's Monday 29th, and then on Tuesday 30th, it will be the next round of the Dynamixx Winter Series Cup.
What happened to Dries Moesdi? He is dropping back. He was running P2 but had an off track, so something went wrong. He's now in P5, so... Oh, is that what... Yeah, that's Jens Golsens.
Jens Scholes is not having the best of races, it seems.
Ooh.
Yep, and that's how you lose 3 positions in one move.
Yeah.
Still unsure of how that happened. Maybe he went too wide. Yeah, it looked like Dries Moesdi went a little bit too wide, maybe.
Yeah, not sure.
Not enough.
It's not always easy to see from just one camera angle what happened there, but... I believe Jens came out of pit lane probably after his penalty.
Unfortunate event for Moesdi with only 4 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. He was in a very solid second position, 2 seconds ahead of Maarten Dekens, but now he has lost out by quite a bit, around 7 seconds, 8 seconds, maybe 9 seconds even, is the gap to Maarten Dekens now. So a second position is quite far out of sight. The P3 podium place is belonging to Glenn Grandelaars at the moment. You see him behind the number 29, that's a Porsche of Jens Golsens.
And it looks like Kurt van Hoenacker hasn't had a lot of rest, because we have seen him in a battle a couple of times. This time it is with Gilles Philippaerts. Kurt in the Audi and Gilles in the BMW. And this is indeed one of the closest battles on track still.
Yeah, exactly. Something that is not close is the battle between Biltink and Dekens, because the gap between two of them is 34 seconds right now. I was looking at the lap times of Biltink, and he is consistently driving into the 1 minute 59s. And he's the only one of the field that has managed to pull away with a 1 minute 59. So he is on a pace of his own right now.
And this is the other battle.
Chasing. Indeed, Stef Delnos chasing the Ferrari with Wout Golsens behind the wheel.
No, he's too far off to go for a move.
I think there's one more lap after this one. Olivier Biltink on the penultimate lap of the race, after 74 minutes of racing, he's going to cross the finish line 2 more times to finish the race. And as you can see on the timing, the battles are still being fought. Gilles Philippaerts half a second behind Kurt van Hoenacker. Stef de Nos half a second behind Wout Goossens. There's points to be given to the top 20. So definitely worth battling for. That's the Mercedes of Stef de Nos on the inside into T1.
He passed Wout. And the official race time is now ending.
I didn't see a notification for a white
No,
flag
could
in the
be,
timing, so that could be that there is one more lap left after this one.
Yep. We will have a look at it as Olivier is getting closer to the finish, but at the moment it could be that he crossed the finish line before the official... he definitely crossed the finish line before the end of the official race time. Still the battle between Gilles and Kurt. Kurt defending very hard, Gilles trying to find a gap that was disappearing.
Yeah. You have to go for a gap that exists, but
Yeah,
it
but
didn't exist for that long.
No. And people do forget that was just like a bit of a psychological warfare by Senna saying stuff like that.
Yeah, some people have it tattooed on their backs.
Yeah.
And especially in sim racing, some people live by those words.
Yeah. In real life, you don't do that stuff. You do just do it once probably, and then never again.
Yeah, then you're bankrupt.
Yeah. So let's have a look. It is Olivier Bulting going towards victory, but
and that's a win for him.
Yes, indeed.
No white flag this time.
Yeah,
That's weird, but at least he did get the checkered flag. So that means that Maarten Dekes is going to take P2 in this race, just like he did in Daytona. Solid points. And Glenn Grandelaars has been passed then by Maarten Dekes because... Oh, no, sorry. Maarten Dekes was in P2. Glenn Grandelaars indeed in P3. Just as we're watching Dekens across the finish line. That's Glenn Goossens approaching.
And Glenn Grandelaars in P3.
And there we have Dries Mujdi behind. And the Mercedes number 22. Maxime Robroek with the roughed up nose.
Yep.
Pieter Aerts with a solid P7, followed by Bert Schollaert, Kurt van Hoenacker, P9, in front of Gilles Philippaerts after the very brave move into the chicane. Navarre de Boever, P11, just missed out on the top 10, but still scoring some points. Kim Behet in the Flemish Sim Sports yellow Ferrari in P12, followed by Dirk Bouts, Tim de Hond actually, but he's already passed. And then Dirk Bouts. Stef de Nos now approaching the finish line. Oof. I think Tim de Hond entered pit lane in the final lap, and that's how he lost the position to Kim Behet.
Yep, that's possible.
Let's have a look if that is correct.
Yeah, he's going into pit lane. Could be a drive
there
through
you
maybe.
There you see Kim Behet approaching and just making it past on the finish line. Yeah, he probably had a drive-through in the final lap, so I think we can show results.
Yes. So In P1, again, we have Olivier Bulting, who won also the race in Daytona. So a very solid score by Olivier at the moment. 2 victories. Next, we have Maarten Dekes in P2. P3 is Glenn Grondelaars of Digitrax Sim Racing. Jesse Hendricks in P4. P5 is Dries Moesji, who was running in second place quite some time, but then had an incident and unfortunately lost some places. Maxime Robroek in 6th. Dieter Aerts 7th. 8th is Bart Scholhart. Kurt van Hoenacker P9. And then rounding out the top 10 is Gilles Philippaerts, also of Flemish. And then Jean, you can do the next 10.
Yes, P11, still gaining 10 points for the championship. Kim Behet with the Flemish Simsports yellow Ferrari, then followed by Dirk Bouts for Vortex 2. Stef Delnos P13 with the Dynamixx red car, followed by P14 Navarro de Boever in the Vortex 3. Then it's Simpoint, Wout Goossens in P15, followed by Guus Franke. Only 2 seconds behind for Vortex 1. P17 is for the newbie Peter Goossens. And then Tim de Hond, who lost position to Kim Behet in the last lap, but didn't manage to complete his penalty.
Yep.
So that means he gets dropped another 5 positions.
Yep.
6 positions even. So that's very unfortunate for him. Was in a good P11, but didn't manage to hold it. Bram van Aertven in P19, followed by Jurgen Knockaert. That's the Vortex 3 car.
Yeah. Next we have Jens Goossens in P21. P22 is Sven Kalbert. Niels de Kuiper, 23. 24 is Dieter de Vlaming. Nick Peulaert in P25. P26 is Jeremy de Boever. Lucas Romano, 27. James Slaats, P28. 29 is Yves Frederiks. And then we have Hendrik de Grave in P30, but the last few cars didn't end the race. So yeah, that's everybody. And I think we saw quite an eventful race, a lot of stuff happening, some nice moves, some nice passes, some crashes. So yeah, everything that a race usually has, we have seen tonight as well. And let's see if we have some drivers in the waiting room. At the moment, not.
Yeah, it's a good score for Olivier Bulting for the solo driver championship,
Yeah,
but since Jens Goossens dropped back to P21, he doesn't score any points.
No.
So that means that the Flemish Team Sports Red will get closer to the championship lead. Sim District by Vibe Sport was at 53 points, will now gain 30 points. I don't think there's any points to be given for fastest lap. Flemish Sim Sports Red is 22 points behind, but will score a solid 25 points for Maarten Dekes and another 17 for Maxime Robroek. So it's getting very close.
Yes, indeed. And that means that we still have a lot of races to come. A lot of stuff can happen. Although at the moment Olivier Bulting is looking very dominant. However, behind him we have seen some different cars actually. So a lot of position changes in P2, P3. So within the top 10, I believe there are all possible podium finishers. And even just outside top 10, I do believe there are people that are able to, or capable to get on the podium. To beat Olivier Bulting will be a daunting task, probably, but I'm guessing we will see a lot of races or racing behind him going on the next few races as well. Because it is all very close at the moment. It's only Olivier that is bit faster than the others. He's the only one that could dip below the 2 minute mark. So yeah, everybody has got a bit of work to do to catch up with him. But then behind that, there's a lot of racing going on, as we saw tonight as well. So I'm already looking forward to the other races, and also wondering what will be the mystery track once we get there. So first we have Spa, and then we go to the mystery track.
Indeed, I do wonder how they will choose the mystery track. Has it been decided yet? Will it be a vote, or how does it work?
It's mystery, so I don't know.
Oh,
No, I
I
really
thought
don't know.
I
I have
thought you had
no
some
idea.
inside information,
No,
maybe.
no, no, no. This is a well-kept secret. So I have no
All right,
idea.
then we'll
No.
just have to wait and see. Maybe we can announce it after the round at Spa-Francorchamps, or who knows? Maybe it's a mystery track until the first start of the qualification.
Oh yeah, that could
That
be
would
as
be
well. So
amazing.
yeah, yeah. No preparation. Although that's a risk as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
If nobody is prepared for the race, so no. But yeah, it's so if everybody has some kind of information and is willing to leak that information, please let us know. But at the moment, it's still a big mystery.
Absolutely. In any way, I think it was a very nice race to watch. Lots of battles. I think maybe if the battle for P2 was a little bit less at the beginning, and if they decided to work together, maybe they could close the gap a little bit to Olivier Bilting. But at the pace he was driving, with a fastest time, with all his times basically in the 1 minute 59s, it's a tough competition to match him.
Yeah, indeed. But like I said, I did enjoy the battles for P2, P3, and even further down the grid. There was some great stuff going on as well. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one.
Me too, me too. I'm looking forward to the next round at Spa-Francorchamps, and also to an update on the standings, because I think it's going to be a very close battle for the for the championship lead in the team championship. In the solo championship, it's pretty obvious. It's going to be 60 points for Olivier Bilting and 50 points for Maarten Dekens. So only a 10-point difference, because the winner gets 30 points, the second place 25, and then the third spot has to do with 23 points. So lots of stuff to keep an eye on in the continuation of this season.
Yes, indeed. And I think everybody is just taking a break at the moment after a race of 1 hour and 15 minutes, and especially on this track, it's not an easy track. So I'm guessing everybody is just taking a bit of a break. And
I see that Bilting posted a message in the live chat.
yeah,
The Porsche is so difficult here, damn.
yeah, yeah. He made
I,
it look difficult indeed.
he probably drove a BMW or something then, because
Yeah.
he was flying.
Yeah,
Of course, the 130R can
yeah.
kill you every
That's
lap.
yeah.
That's something, but you'll have to just manage it. You have to give the competition something as well, huh?
Yeah, we saw some cars struggle there as well. Some went wide, a few crashes in that corner as well, and it's yeah, when you have that
Anyway,
oversteer.
I think the Porsche was a better option than the Audi today, because the Audi really lacked some top speed.
Yeah, I was struggling. Yeah.
Yeah, so good choice anyway. All right,
Yes.
shall we close the stream and look forward to the next one?
Yeah, I think that is a very nice idea. So I want to say thank you to everybody who has been watching, and we do hope to see you in the next race as well. Also, thank you, Jean, for joining tonight. Jean, for joining tonight. Did you get that one?
Oh boy, it's time to go.
Yes, in it definitely is. So yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you Dynamixx Racing Simulators as well for hosting this series. Also thank you to the stewards. I know it's a hard and it's a tough job, but in the end we all love you. So keep up the good work, and thank you all the drivers as well. It was nice to see so many cars on the grid, 30 cars. So keep it up like that, and yeah, we hope to see everybody next time as well.
Cheers. See you guys next time.
Good evening. Goodbye.